What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. You don't like it, you can have that seat up. Alright, so I've seen a lot of people make this statement over the years, and it just grinds the definitive gears. A lot of people, whether Nintendo fans or not Nintendo fans, say Nintendo doesn't need powerful hardware. This system is powerful enough for Nintendo's needs because Nintendo can make good-looking games on this due to their art style of their games. Nintendo can make a good-looking game on a graphics calculator. But what about everybody else? Nintendo is not the only one going to be making games for these systems. You can't just think about what's best for Nintendo. And actually, to tell you the truth, that's not even what's best for Nintendo. All these games that look good for their hardware, as far as Nintendo first-party games, would just look even better on more powerful hardware. I've seen a lot of people say, oh, well, Nintendo coming out with a powerful system is not going to guarantee that they get third-party support. That's 100% correct. But I'll tell you this, if the systems were more powerful, they would get some of them dudes back based on that alone. A Nintendo system is probably never going to go back to getting 100% of third-party support. But a powerful system and some changes in some policies like an actual decent sized hard drive and other online standards, yeah, they would get a lot of them dudes back just based on that alone. And it's crazy because it's like, just because you don't need something, does that mean you're not supposed to want it? It's like people are afraid of Nintendo coming out with a powerful system, even though in the past they have shown not only can they come out with a powerful system, but they could come out with a powerful system at the same price or lower than the competition. The GameCube is a prime example of this. The N64 is an even better example of this. Not only was the N64 a lot more powerful than the PlayStation 1 and the Sega Saturn, but the N64 literally forced those two to cut their prices by $100. The systems were selling for $300, and Nintendo announced that the N64 would be $199. They dropped their prices a couple months before the N64 launched. The GameCube was $100 cheaper than the competition, but that could also be due to not having a DVD drive. But if it had a DVD drive, it would have been the same price as the competition. So the point still stands. People seem to think that it is a death sentence for Nintendo to have powerful hardware. And they say, well, look at the Wii. The Wii was their most successful system, and it wasn't powerful. That didn't have nothing to do with the graphics. You think people said, oh, I want to buy this because the graphics aren't good. Like, no, that ain't why it sold what it sold. And then I know a lot of people are going to be like, well, the reason the Wii sold like it did is because it was way, way cheaper than the competition. No. That is one of the many factors of why the Wii sold what it sold. But if you think that the main reason the Wii sold what it sold is because it was cheaper than the competition, you're ignorant. The Wii was sold out pretty much in stores for about 2 years. 2 years. The average price of a Wii on eBay during those 2 years was up to $100 more than retail. People were paying about $330, $340 for Wiis on eBay every day from 2006 to 2008. In fact, Nintendo themselves said they should have priced the system at $300 because they didn't know it was going to sell like that. Just because a system is priced cheaper does not necessarily mean it's going to fly off the shelves. Look what happened with the GameCube. Nintendo dropped the price of the GameCube to $99. There was a time, I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a time where you could get a GameCube, 2 controllers, and Mario Kart Double Dash for $99. System still didn't sell. It still didn't sell. Because if you are not interested in something, unless it is being given away, it doesn't matter how cheap it is. Let me give you an example. I know you guys got games out there that you're not interested in, or you have somewhat interest in, and you say, oh, I'll get this game when it gets dirt cheap. It gets dirt cheap and you still don't buy it. Why? Because you didn't really have interest in that game to begin with. It wouldn't matter how cheap the game was. You don't want it. The Xbox One. I have no interest in the Xbox One. The Xbox One could be $100 and I probably still wouldn't buy one. Why? Because I have no interest in it. Look what happened with the Wii U in the UK. You guys remember when those Wii U basic bundles, those Wii U basics, they were selling those, and this was close to launch. They were selling them things for like $120, $150. They still didn't sell. Why? Because they didn't want it. It didn't matter how much it cost. They didn't want it. There's a reason why the Wii U has not had a major price drop despite its sales. It's because a major price drop ain't gonna guarantee that the system's gonna sell well. They could drop the price of the system to $100 and something, but if they drop it and it's still sold like it was selling, they would be losing money. That's the reason why the system didn't drop in price. If it was easy as just cutting the price, they would have done that long time ago. But it's crazy to me how people, and not purposely, but you're technically giving Nintendo a scapegoat that no one expects good graphics out of them anymore. So now it's okay. But like I told you before, Nintendo has shown proof in the past that they can compete. Not only can they compete well if they want to. But people aren't giving them really a reason to, because they have it set in their mind that they don't expect it. I remember on IGN when I was I was really like one of the first, I was like the first person really talking about a successor to the Wii. I was calling it the Wii 2 back then, and which is really funny because actually I think I was the first person talking about the Wii U on YouTube back in 2010, and everybody told me, oh yeah, what are you talking about? It's not coming out anytime soon, and blah blah blah. You're wasting your time. And then it was announced like 3 months later, which was funny. But even back then, I asked a lot of Nintendo fans how powerful they expected the next Wii to be. And they said, if it's at least half as powerful as the 360, that'll be fine. Half as powerful. So the Wii U actually comes out. It's at least twice as powerful as the 360. And that ain't enough. So, it's funny, man. Like, there is nothing wrong. No, now, don't get me wrong. Graphics aren't everything. Should always take gameplay over graphics. However, when you get to the point in your brain where you're actually against better graphics, that's when you need to have that seat somewhere. Seriously. It just trips me out because Nintendo, they could compete if they wanted to, but some of the fans give them scapegoats for them not to want to. People seem to think that it's impossible for the NX, or at least you guys believe before, it was impossible for the NX to match the PlayStation 4 in graphics. Why? Systems are three years old. Like, why would that be impossible? Let me ask you this. Wouldn't it be nice? Oh, shoot. Hit my arm. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to say such and such Nintendo game has amazing graphics without a subtext under it? Let me give you an example. Wouldn't it have been nice to say, man, Super Smash Bros. Wii U has amazing graphics, and that's it? But what do you have to say? You have to say, Super Smash Bros. Wii U has amazing graphics for the Wii U. And even if you don't say stuff like that, you say, wow, 3D World looks great. Then you got some dude, you mean for the Wii U, right? Right? There's nothing wrong with wanting better graphics. Stop treating better graphics like they're a freaking disease. Now, if you don't want to pay for better graphics, that's another story. But that has nothing to do with Nintendo needing or not needing better graphics. If we get into the subject of needs, we don't need half the stuff that we buy. I mean, you don't need to go out to eat, but you do it. You could sit at home and eat your freaking bologna sandwich. You're a hungry man dinner, but you still go out to eat once in a while, don't you? Because you want to. Right? Oh man, I ain't gonna go out. I'm gonna just sit here and eat my bologna sandwich. Like, bruh. There's nothing wrong with wanting good graphics out of Nintendo. It's not going to hurt Nintendo in any way. Those good looking games that Nintendo produces will just look even better.